Talk Love 101. I'm your host, Charles Breaker, along with the host of Love 101, my main man, Naeem Najib. What's going on, my man?
I'm good. How's everybody?
All right, we got two special guests at the bottom of the screen there. On the tag, it says 21st century. I don't want to say schizoid because you might offend somebody, but schizoid. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing great. Doing great.
Blessed
All
to be
right.
blessed. I just filed my taxes, but
You just filed your taxes? Okay, cool. All right, well,
I
listen.
just want to do it.
What we're gonna do is go to commercial break, and then we're gonna come right back with Feel Good Talk, Love 101, right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. Here we go. And that is the A game, great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. And if you want your free sample, give me a call at 302-723-2836. Again, 302-723-2836. Get your free sample of the A game. I have about 2 or 3 samples left. You better jump on it. Unbelievable. All right. So I don't know where to start today. I guess we'll start with my main man Naeem. You know, what's going on, brother? What we talking about today? Talk to us.
It's a good question. How about our guests? Why don't y'all introduce yourselves and then we'll go from there. Why are y'all here? That's a good question to start with.
I've been asking that question, ever since the day I was, fresh out the womb.
My mom went through with the pregnancy, and I'm still breathing.
But why am I here on Feel Good Level 101?
Yeah, that's a more specific question.
A little more directed. I'm here to receive some loving advice from my loving brother and enjoy the vibes.
Sounds good.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for the conversation. As always, that's why I'm here every time. It's like a nice environment. I feel like it's a good place to bounce thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the people in the comments too. It's like I like everybody who partake.
Yeah, safe space. Basically a safe space for you, right? That's what we try to create here, Love 101, Feel Good Talk Love 101. You know what I mean? A safe space for everybody. So definitely appreciate y'all. Always looking forward to seeing you guys, show up and show out. And Naeem, what's up, buddy?
Well, then, and also not knowing what name y'all gonna come under this time. But the fact that y'all go from one spot, not building robots and painting houses, this is new for me. So I really don't know where to go from here.
Hey, man.
But yes, thank you for joining everybody. We got a couple comments in the back, but as y'all know, we're here to have open conversations about love and healing toxic relationships. Hello, Izzy.
We got Izzy in the house. She says, hello, FGT. What's going on, Izzy? Thanks for tuning in. And we got Joy Liz within. What's going on, lady? She says, happy Wednesday, Feel Good Talk family. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed.
Is there anything on the minds of the people that are watching or joining us live that y'all want to go over, discuss, think about?
We were actually having a conversation yesterday that I feel is fitting for the discussion about how about being intentional with relationships and making sure that the voice that's guiding those relationships isn't just feelings and just because there's somebody that Jalen was dealing with or is dealing with that had
so strong, but
that had said something like just do it, just
do
go
what you feel is right. That's the quote.
She
said
right.
Do what you feel is right. And in my mind, right, what I feel is right in a given moment is not necessarily right for the long term, just for anything really. Sometimes that's just not what's right, and I know that even if it feels good or whatever.
Okay.
Well, okay. So to say more on that, so how about we start here? How do you know that it's your feelings talking to you, and what's the other voice or other voices? If the feelings are one thing, telling you one thing, then what would we label the other thing or things that we have to are the
Locally, I
voices?
understand it as logic. That's the way I see it.
Okay, logic. Okay. And anyone else? Anyone want to?
Speaking up, there she goes.
We got so far. We got feelings and logic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when emotion goes up, meaning it gets heightened and intensified? What happens with the logic or the reason? Does it go up? Does it stay the same, or does it go
It
down?
depends. I think it truly depends because, well, no, I guess they are inverse. Yeah, because if you're checking your feelings, you're being more logical in that sense, and vice versa.
Okay. So here's the principle. When the emotional intensity goes up, so when somebody's like, oh, you didn't call me back, there's a fact that I'm stating, but you didn't call me back, and you say you was gonna call me back. That must mean you don't care about me, and you forgot about me, and I thought I was important to you. You're not keeping your word. How am I gonna ever trust you again if you don't call me back? Now the logic started going down. All right. The more intense the feelings go, the more in the gutter the logic and the thinking goes. Remember, this is a show about critical thinking, as opposed to, contrary to, different than most shows, which are about feelings. Everybody comes on and talks about how they feel about this, and I'm not discounting feelings. We welcome, but we also begin and end the conversation with a critical thinking, with a thought, a question, an insight. Like, how did you come to that decision? And it has to be more than, oh, I just felt like it. Okay, well, everybody can say that and come to different decisions, same decisions. But when you trace back the root of a decision or of, the inception of that, and you follow a set of logical steps, people can follow that. People can say, the person didn't call me back. That's a fact. Now, after that fact, whatever I'm going to say, if I have no further factual knowledge of what happened with them, is something I'm making up. Okay?
Right.
Their phone battery could have died. They could have divorced me in their brain, like, I don't mess with you no more. They could have lost their phone got stolen. They could have forgot. There's a lot of things that could have happened, but the logical thought is, I don't know. So if I was going to approach that conversation from a place of logic, you didn't call me back, and now let's say a day or two later we're talking, or even let's take the stakes up a little more. We were supposed to meet at a certain time. They didn't show up, didn't call. You see them the next day or talk to them. What would be an emotional response to them not showing up, and you're talking to them now? So I'm on the phone here. I was supposed to show up, Jalen or Desmond, and I didn't. So ring, I picked up. Hello, how are you doing?
So you don't mess with me no more? We're not cool?
What do you mean? I mess with you? I'm talking to you right now.
I mean, we were supposed to go to the game on Tuesday.
Oh, I totally forgot.
Right. That's really emotional. I can't even get in that bag any deeper. I'm sorry. Because it just doesn't make any sense to
Okay, that's not bad. All right, so let's give it another shot, and let's go a little deeper into the emotional. So let's aim to make this a conflict in our relationship. Let's say the actual reason that I didn't show up is because I forgot. I didn't put it in my calendar, or I put it for a different day. In some way, it was a miscommunication. I didn't mean to not show up, but that's what happened. And I need you, or one of you, or both of you, to make this a big problem now. Okay? So you need to go into your emotional bag and do it.
Give me a call.
What?
Just give me a call. You're not.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get my phone.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
What's up, Ty Ricks? What's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in there. We're gonna play that comment in a minute, man. We're gonna put your comment on in a second.
Oh, he's actually calling my real phone.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm calling
Hello.
my brother. What's going on?
What do you mean? What's going on, Naeem? What's going on is it's been 3 days since you were supposed to meet me at our antibacterial convention about fungus and funguses and fungi. You didn't come
Really?
up. You didn't show up. You weren't there. You're supposed to be there at 3 p.m. I was there at 2:55,
Oh.
and I waited for you at the entrance until at least 3:10, until I came to the conclusion that you weren't going to show up. So I proceeded to go in, and I had to go study fungus by myself. Do you have any idea how many fungi I learned about alone in my solitude?
Hold on a minute. What day was this we were supposed to meet?
This was 3 days ago, Naeem. Today's March 19th, so that makes it March 16th, like we planned months in advance.
Okay. Hold your horses. Don't get your britches in a bunch. I
My
actually had
britches
it
have been in a bunch for 3 days, Naeem. 3
get those
days.
washed. You need to go to laundromat. But what happens is I actually put it down for today, and that's why I was calling you and seeing if we were still gonna go. But I totally that's brain fart. My bad. So
you mistook the 649 is what I'm hearing. So you didn't take it. You thought
649.
that the 16th was the 19th, and that's your excuse. That's your excuse.
Oh, I'm a little dyslexic, but yeah, but my brother, you did enjoy the conference though, right?
As much as one could enjoy fungi by themselves, Naeem.
As much as one. I'm talking about you. You really love fungi so much that you won't change your underwear for 3 days. So clearly, you've enjoyed the conference. So,
Naeem is the fact that you didn't communicate, and so it's clear to me that you don't care enough to remember and to read correctly and to take down. You don't take me seriously, is what it is. Because when I say the 16th, I mean the 16th. I don't mean the 19th or the 28th. I mean the 16th. And if you can't commit to listening, then I don't know if we should continue being brothers. We might as well just go back.
Okay, so can I just cut through to the chase and say, so how can I make it right? How can we just get
There you
this
go.
right?
I like that, Naeem. I like that.
Do you have a time machine, Naeem?
A time machine? Are you talking about?
Then there's no way that you can possibly.
Yes, I have a time machine.
You do have a time machine.
Look at your move now. Yeah.
I need you to give him that time machine and set it for the date of March 16th. And depending on where you are and how much travel time it's going to take you to get to the address that we agreed upon, you should calculate that too. And make sure you arrive make sure that you calculate so that you can get there 5 minutes before and meet me in front of the fungi conference at 2:55. And then now I won't be mad. And then we can resume this.
All right, so here's the thing. For the time machine to work for both of us in this temporal blip we have going on, we both have to get in. But the time machine works on quarters, and it only works when you have clean underwear on. So I'm gonna need you to change your underwear, come to New York, because that's where it is. I can't move it from it's quantum stuff. And then we both can go. You have to have 17 quarters, I have to have 17 quarters. And we have to put them in a certain order, clean underwear, make a point of that. And then we can go and fix this. So when you get in your flight to New York?
Naeem, I'm sorry, I can't do that. My underwear has been for the last 3 days. I've got a rare culture, a rare specimen on my hands here. I have to keep them on. I don't know if I can do it. I think that the dirty underwear is going to have to stay. And if that can't happen, then I don't think we can be brothers anymore.
Okay. Well, you know what? How about this? How about when you decide that you're over it, then we'll talk again. Right now, I got to go. So I'll talk to you later, my brother. Bye for now.
Don't call me your brother.
And me. Okay. Thank you for blowing that all the way out of proportion. Like
we got a lot of comments out there.
Oh, yeah, Let's go to the comments. Then we
Yeah,
have to run.
let's see what we got right here. Oh my goodness, hold on. I don't even know where to start at. Sitting here trying to maintain them while y'all going through y'all. Okay, we got let's see. Okay, we're gonna start off with my man Tyrone Ricks. He says,
Tyrone, how you doing?
he says, "What's up? Greetings." Wait a minute, I'm all on the wrong thing. I'm all messed up right now. He says the 10 of life is tuned in with the House of Love. You know what I mean? Thanks for tuning in, Ty. We appreciate you. He also says, "Good evening, Feel Good Talk family." We got HT Lovejoy. She's still on vacation. She says, "Greetings, Feel Good Talk family. Positive vibrations." We got Izzy. She's talking to Ty. He also says, "Peace to her." He also says, "It's loyalty over love, it's loyalty over love for me, baby." He says, he said, "You can love me and still hurt me." We're gonna talk about that conversation in a minute.
That's pretty real.
And then Izzy says, "Oh, we like that now." She was talking about when y'all was going through that whole conversation and stuff. She's laughing. I asked Ty, how was he doing? He said, "Slow motion." Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Izzy said, "It's getting real." Then she says, "This sounds personal." Then we got Aunt Debbie. She says, "Hello, everyone. Aunt Debbie is stopping by. I love you all. My blood pressure rises whenever I see the Love Doc." Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Don't want to have a cardiac emergency. Let me step off the camera.
Izzy says, "Bridges in the punch is wild." Yes, it is. And what else she got here? She says, also, I think the use of real phones is everyone in award-winning character.
Yeah, we were actually on the phone.
She says, "Hello, love." I guess she's talking to Izzy there. And then we got Ty with the last comment. He says, "Aunt Debbie, are you cheating on me with the Love Doctor?" And we got Joy
that stirred up some stuff in here.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We definitely appreciate y'all. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, so that was a very exaggerated example of how to respond with zero logic to a totally normal situation, like a misunderstanding, misscheduling, nothing actually personal, taking it very personal. So now, since you're here, Jalen, let's run it back using logic for this. So again, I missed the appointment, and now we're talking the next day or a couple days later, what happened. Okay, so ring, ring, ring. I'm not gonna do the real phone.
Yeah, so
Jalen,
you good, Naeem?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm good. What's up?
We were supposed to hang out, I think yesterday, and you were no call, no show. So I just want to make sure you're okay.
Oh, that was Oh man, I had that in for tomorrow. My bad. You're right. You're totally right.
Okay, word.
My bad. I hope I didn't leave you hanging too long.
I mean, I put two and two together. It's all good. Life happens.
Appreciate it. So when are you free next?
I mean, I'm free right now.
All right, cool. Let's talk. And scene cut.
And that's how that goes.
Yeah, that's it, man. That was good. Straight to the point. You know what I mean? You forgave him for, being human, and that's it. Everything's good.
Had that happen like maybe 2 weeks ago. I had a scheduled call with a friend.
Uh-huh.
I had asked him when he was going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
He never hit me. And then I wound up interacting with him on social media. He had posted his dog or something. And I guess that triggered the conversation. So then he called me, and then we caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's no beef because, I don't know, we're both guys. I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I'm never going to trip.
You know, man, it takes me out though. Like you'll call somebody sometimes and then you'll see a post on Facebook or something. You're like, I just called, they didn't answer, and then they posted. I understand how
slap in the face.
Right. I can understand how some people could get upset when they see that. You understand what I'm saying? But you just have to. Hey, he might not have got your call. You never know. So you don't take it personal. You know what I mean? So.
People really tell on themselves on social media. They're like, oh, I would even just say work. Like, oh, I'm out sick. And last night you were at the club, or that day you posted from the bakery and all. And it's like, I thought you were, you in the most crowded area having a good time, and you posting this stuff, but you called out or whatever the case, and or you asked me, Charles, you seen Jalen, Like, no, but I ain't see him. But then you see a picture of you and Jalen last night, you know, hanging out at the game. It's like, but Jalen just posted a picture of y'all hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, it's nothing, but why are you lying about that?
That's
like,
how I feel in those
public
situations.
information now. Like, it's not even it's public. That's
Mhm.
beyond personal. Everybody but me, your actual friend, you're lying to. Everybody else, you're like, check out me and Jalen at the game. But like, no, I didn't see him. I didn't see that. Wait, you know.
Oh, well, hold up, Naeem. You know what? Izzy makes a great point, though. She says sometimes posts are scheduled.
Okay. That's like a fair case.
That's
That's good, you know.
yeah.
I don't think people schedule posting liquor at the club though, but some posts are scheduled to where, you know, I wouldn't take it personally.
Oh God.
And-
Oh God. Hey, we got Aunt Debbie. She's still in the house. She's talking.
All right.
She says, "Oh wow, you don't understand. I've got a fib. Oh my God, my heart is beating in double time. Go ahead now."
All right, on Deb.
And Izzy says, "My posts are never real time." So Izzy schedules all her posts.
Well,
That's
man,
why.
you sound like an exception to the rule, Izzy. But yes, that's a fair point that someone could use. At the same time, it just makes it so much more confusing than it needs to be when people are even checking up on other people via social media. It's like, oh, you know, I called you, I talked to you, or I text you, but I see you're online on Instagram right now, or I see your, you know, like these read receipts and notifications. The level of surveillance that we casually just use because we're like, oh yeah, I see it. You saw my message. It said, cool, I saw that. But now it's like, but you saw my message and you didn't respond, but you are online on Snapchat. So what's going on right now? It just causes unnecessary. Not gonna say it. It's neutral. It doesn't do anything except its job, which is to be surveillance.
Right.
We as human animals, as suspicious creatures that we are going to use that information to attack ourselves in a relationship. That's why. And so should I say, oh, my advice is we just don't use it, turn off, read, receive, turn off, do what you want. But at the end of the day, things are going to happen outside of your scheduled script for your relationships. And you need to learn how to deal with that for yourself. Because it is absolutely everyone's right to see you call, see you text, open the text, read receipt, be online, let you see that they're online, be online live, talk about how they don't answer your phone call and they just saw it online live to everybody and not answer your phone or your text when you do it. They're still free. So now we're kind of projecting how we think someone should respond to us again, which comes from expectation, which comes from fear. So we all need to stop. Just stop.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now I will say, I stay signed on to Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So you'll see a green dot all the time. But that don't mean I'm on Facebook though. You know what I mean? So
you gotta address that real quick for some ladies.
Nah, I'm just telling. I'm not on Facebook every day like all day.
But when I hit you up on Facebook, you better get back to me within 2 hours, Charles. 2 hours.
He says, grown people do what they want to do. Stay out of grown folks' business. Go ahead now, HT. Like it is. And we got Izzy. She says, in all of your relationships, if you can love someone enough to allow them to be exactly what they choose to be without any expectations or attachments from you, you'll know true peace in your lifetime. And that was by Wayne Dyer. All right, now. Go ahead, Izzy. She's over there quoting stuff. Thanks.
I agree with that. I feel like a lot of people, or not enough people, appreciate just in general. There's like, you know, like you to appreciate someone, you're accepting them for who they are.
Right.
And maybe pushing them to do a little bit better. Heavy on the maybe. But it's like take back stuff from someone that they don't necessarily provide outwardly is like, that's wrong. And that's not appreciative. Whoa.
Oh no. There's two of them.
Just had to mess with y'all real quick.
But yeah, I think that's like a big problem.
God.
And the surveillance stuff, like you said, like, you know, people used to have to wait months for a letter to hear from their lover. And it's like, if you don't respond in 30 minutes, it's an issue. And that's like, that's crazy.
You got to wonder how they got along back in the day, because, like I said, back in the day, they had to send letters, and they might have to send it, via ocean or via river or whatever, and hope the guy that
That's
gets
the
it
general
out.
model.
Do you imagine waiting for a pigeon to bring you?
You know what I mean? Yeah, pigeon, all that crazy stuff. So, can you imagine? Oh my God, I think they were more understanding back in the day than they are now.
Yeah, especially when you had to deal with consumption and the plague and everything else trying to kill you. Like, wow, who has time to be mad at the next person that you're trying to?
Right.
It's
And
like,
we live in a Western society where we have so much, we're sold so much, we buy so much. It's hard to appreciate the little things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree
we've
with
been
you.
turned into addicts as well. We're addicted to this technology. So it's
Yes,
what
yeah.
was once a convenience now becomes a expectation and a necessity. Well, not a necessity, but we see it as a necessity because you see little kids, 2-3 years old on the iPads and stuff. You take the iPad, what are they like? Ah! They start having a tantrum. They start acting like you literally took the mother's milk out of their mouth, or you took a crack pipe from a crackhead, because they are addicted to it.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not their fault. And it's not our fault as human animals for being addicted. We have a brain that is very susceptible to addiction. And it's these devices and the programmers that put the content on there they know what they're doing. And it's not hard to hack a human being. And the reward, the fractional reward system and everything that they use, it's the same as a lotto, not a lotto, a slot machine type thing with the notifications and social media. And they call it like the fractional reward because it's not like, you pull the thing one time, you win or you lose. That's kind of straightforward. It's like, no, I put in $100, I pull the lever. Oh shoot, I just won $50. Pull it again. Oh man, I lost $70. Oh, I got to pull it again. Oh, I won $20. I'm only up 10. Pull it again. I lost $3. Oh, that's not too bad. Pull it again. Lost 5. Pull it again. Won 7. Pull it again. So it's like it just keeps you going, and it's an addiction. I mean, it's a drug, and so it's not our fault, like I said, but we do have to be careful and not think that we're so special that we can't get addicted.
Yes, sir.
It's literally the house always wins, and you are not the house, right? The devices are the house, the programmers, the tech, the social media, the stuff on the screens, the blue light. That's the house, and you are a animal with a animal biology that is susceptible. Why do you think anesthesia knocks out everybody? You might see every body that they give the anesthesia to, it knocks you out because there is something in the anesthesia, a chemical that interacts with your brain that tells it to turn off, unconscious. So you're like, anesthesia work on you, but it don't work. It may work on y'all, peons, but it don't work on.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact,
No,
said
it works. Drugs work.
on Facebook like that. This lady was singing, and she thought she could beat the anesthesia by singing, and it cut her right off.
Sometimes they tell you to sing. They tell you count backwards from 10. Or they make it. They took you like count backwards from 50. You be like 50, 40.
Yeah.
Listen, when they told me,
you didn't even get to 48.
Yeah, when they told me a long time ago when I had to get this operation on my knee, they said count backwards from 10. From 10 on. I was like 10. I don't even remember saying. I don't even remember saying 10 for real. I thought I said 10, but I was out. I said 10. I was out. So this stuff is named.
Yeah. So you're not special. Is all I'm saying. Like you can get got. Like everybody else gets got. Like you're not escaping the gettingness. Anyhow, anything else y'all want to share, or you talk about emotions and going up, intellect, logic going down and stuff. So what else? Oh, let's go back. Actually, Jay, you said your friend told you should make your decision based on how you feel, and I was going to ask a follow-up question. How do you know it is your feelings? So we said we have feelings and logic, but how do you know this one talking is your feelings and this one talking is your logic? What is the difference? How do the emotions sound? What kind of stuff does it say? How does the logic sound? What's its end goal? What's its process? Somebody break it down. So one of y'all take emotions and one of y'all take feelings and explain to us how they sound, how they operate, how they process information and feed it back to you. Go, somebody.
Okay.
Who wants emotions?
I'm gonna take emotions, but I think he was gonna go first with logic.
All right, so go ahead with the emotion then.
Okay. I feel like emotions they're a little more present. They're a little more now, and it's a little more not gratitude, a gratification based. It's about, again, it's like how you feel. How do you want to feel? I don't think anybody wants to be sad. You might be sad at moments, but that's not your goal. It's not how your brain is wired to make you feel. You kind of want to feel happy. That's like the nicest feeling you can have. So it's like your feelings are more based on your comfortability. And again, I say the present and the now because it's not thinking long term necessarily. I've made a lot of decisions. I won't say a lot. I've made certain choices based on how I was feeling, and I didn't think about anything else but how I was feeling right then and there.
Right.
Or I didn't think about how it was going to affect me after, how it was going to affect anyone else after. I was thinking about how I felt right then. So yeah, emotions.
So it sounds like what you're saying in summary is they're based on avoidance of pain and pursuit of pleasure.
That's pretty fair. Yeah, I like that.
All right. I mean, there's more to it, of course, but
Right, but that's pretty.
yeah, it sounds like they are rooted in, I'm telling you something that's going to help you avoid pain, either now or maybe in the future, and receive pleasure now, more so now. You're saying it's a lot about now. So avoid pain now, right? So yeah, okay. So my brother, what about the logic? How does that talk to you?
I think that logic, logic is the internal voice that has a larger temporal presence.
What's a temporal presence?
I would say, like, I heard a person recently refer to the different, I guess, voices in your head, or like just the different personalities in yourself. Firstly, like separately, like a separate subordinate personalities. Like there are like kind of akin to the seven deadly sins, if you want to look at it that way, where there are different like lower levels of yourself.
Right.
And part of the reason that like some sort of spiritual belief is not only like beneficial, but to at a certain point necessary, is because all of those personalities that we all hold have to be subordinate to something else that is looking on a larger spectrum of time, that is factoring in like a larger, just factoring in time as if you're going to be here tomorrow, not I'm going to be angry and I'm going to exercise my anger and I'm going to give my brain and all my bodily function over to my anger because right now I'm mad. Is,
That's what people go to prison.
forfeiting the control to something that is, okay, wait, like, hold on, you're going to be here tomorrow, and and is factoring in all of the different variables that we have to calculate as humans in our modern era in terms of with some type of goal in mind that is, again, not immediate, but controlling the subordinate like lower levels of yourself for a larger goal, for a larger purpose, for a larger being that is not just you. That's what I perceive logic to be.
Okay, thank you for that. And so would you say logic is able to project into the future and weigh different outcomes of different decisions, and let's say be a little no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
That take its time in making a decision, look at both sides of an argument, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's like, in essence, logic's purpose is to scale, to like factor in your past experiences and the knowledge that you have attained from past experiences, or from just past experiences. I guess that's all that really exists, and factor them into the decision of now, not just based on the emotions you're feeling now, but again, in service to the larger goal, a larger purpose. That and weigh both sides, weigh various options, weigh, like you said, like look at things from both sides. Look at what happens if I do this. What happens if I do this? Which outcome is more beneficial to my larger goal?
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
actually
I think
looking up something here to share to the screen. I don't have it yet, but
Okay. Hey,
Well, hurry up.
comments. We got some comments real quick.
oh yeah.
We got Izzy. She says, emotions can surface very quickly. Yes, they can. And that was the only one we had. So,
I definitely think that they're both important.
hmm
I think they're equally important, but I don't think they should be equally applied. If that
Right.
makes sense.
Nah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I had to. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think that they should be like, in a way, be equally applied because of. But in terms of emotions, weaving the emotions into the decision is understanding the reason you're making this decision. You know what I mean? Not the like the emotions in my mind are attached to like the reasoning behind it. Like I'm not gonna do this because of X, Y, and Z, and because these things matter to me, and that's where I'm channeling the emotion rather than like I feel this way this right now. Like I feel like the emotion is still present, but it's not like I don't know. I don't run away from pain because I don't want to feel pain. Like I would rather. There's certain types of pain that we endure for the sake of like the larger purpose or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like
It is
to
actually
me,
beneficial.
like that's like okay, understanding the emotion behind it and the fact that I'm going against this and I'm enduring the pain is a very emotional experience still. But it's like I'm doing this for the sake of love, for the sake of something greater rather than the immediate pleasures, because I know that the pleasures or like immediate gratification will sacrifice the peace that I really want in the long run.
So
Yeah.
you're looking out for your future self.
Yeah. But that's why I say like the emotions are being weaved into it in a positive way, in a like
hmm
way that is factoring in like the logic is leading, but the emotions are like right in there with it.
Yeah, your heart is important. Like this, what's colloquially understood as the heart is where your emotions lie. Obviously, the heart pumps blood, but yeah.
So where would you
As far as
make a
your heart.
decision? Well, your final decision lies with which of the two?
Both.
Both.
The decision, I think
Your final decision. Final
The
decision.
final-
How you yes.
the final decision I think has to be it has to be
Let me give you an example real quick. Okay.
yeah,
Let's
give me
say
an example.
you're making a decision whether you want to start a family with this person that you met and that y'all are seeing each other, dating, what have you. You like each other. The chemistry is there, the passion, the excitement. You're excited to see each other. Sexually, it's all right. And then you notice that they don't really have their temper is really quick. They have a little drinking problem. They have a financial issue. They have a trouble holding on to money. They lie about small things. It seems
Keeper.
small for you, but but again, you like them. None of this has really affected you, but like your relationship yet. But y'all are talking about starting a family together. Now, emotionally, like you're good. I like it. We have a great time together. But when it comes to, let's say, your future self coming together, maybe possibly living together, getting having children, where do you who are you making the decision with the emotion or the logic?
See, from my frame of reference, it's a hell no. But the emotions for me are because I value the like the union of me and someone else and like my family that much that there's no way that I would you know what I mean? The emotions don't go towards I love you so much. But most for me go towards I really care about my kids and the environment that they get raised in.
That's
So
exactly what it
I
is for
don't
me too.
you know what I mean? Like so it's like
My emotions are gonna lead me towards not choosing the time in the sheets versus the abusive mother, and then toxic relationship that we're going to present to those people.
Which in a way is like that's
why I say both.
That's where like, yeah, in my mind I think that's like logic. That's like logic scaling emotion, but like logic is leading. You know what I mean? Like logic is like.
So they're both present, but logic is leading.
Right.
Precisely.
And
Yeah.
But so that means logic is also finishing first,
right?
Meaning the finish line of a decision that gets crossed is crossed by logic, and the emotion comes behind that. That's what you're saying. Whereas the opposite would be.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose the logic first because I might like again. She's nice, minus her drinking problem and her short temper, so I like her and I can enjoy spending time with her when she's not drunk or angry. But yeah, I can't put that over, human life that I put on the earth.
Okay.
But I do have an emotional attachment to that as well. The life I would be putting on the earth.
All right. Now let's go to another example. And this example will be good for a lot of people practically in a real life situation. We teach this example in our women's self-defense class. So I don't know if I brought it up here before, but even if I have, it's good to review. Let's say you're in a public space, on a public transit, in the street, whatever, public space. And, you could be out eating somewhere, whatever, and park somewhere. And I'm saying it can be a man or a woman, but let's just say this person brings out their phone and they're clearly recording you. They're like this. You see them zooming in, recording, right? They might be doing angles that are a little inappropriate. They might be coming up close to you. People do this sometimes to harass people, like, if they're whatever, like they're having differing opinions on something. They're like, oh, so-and-so and saying whatnot. But let's just say that they're really being creepy with their camera and they're close enough to you like this. And you're like, that's really disturbing. Stop filming me. Or if you are filming me, stop. You point that in another direction. And they're like, no, or they don't say anything and they're just doing this. In your case, what do you do?
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't resort to physical violence. I don't know. I would remove myself from the situation if possible. Is that possible? Is that not possible?
Is this an option?
You're in a public place, so you can.
Is changing train cars an option? And are they going to follow me when I change cars?
Let's say they follow you. Let's say their goal is to make you uncomfortable. Like they haven't touched you yet.
Then I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna make them more uncomfortable.
Yeah, at that point, it's like
I'm a go big or go home kind of guy. So I would get. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stare deep into your soul, and I'm gonna get real close, and I'm gonna flex my fungi that's been growing in my underpants for the last 3 days.
Because if I'm not touching you, you can't really say anything to me. So it's like, now who's going to be more uncomfortable?
Yeah, we're going to just get...
So I get where he's coming from.
So are you going to say something to them?
Initially, yeah. I'm like, hey, can you not record me?
Are you going to make physical contact?
Nah,
I'm not going to initiate it.
Are you going to block their camera?
Probably not.
Are you going to block where they're going, or
no,
anything like that?
Unless I can corner them.
So let's say you corner them. They're in a corner and you're outside the corner, so you're standing there.
It's a matter of who's more uncomfortable. And then
I'm going to take it that far personally.
And we're going to just be looking each other in the eye deeply, and they're going to see the darkness of my soul, and they're going to run.
But they can't run because you're standing in the way. So they have to run.
Find a way to run.
What's up, Nikki? Thanks for tuning in.
Nikki says hi. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's what a lot of people do, especially when it's a man doing this to a woman. She, gets very uncomfortable, and this is more so how it happens too. And you're like, well, why can't I just snatch his phone or throw it or block it or just do that? Everything up to touching it, touching them, you can do. And although what they're doing is not necessarily ethical or kind or anything, there's nothing illegal about it. And here's the problem. So here's where we come back to emotions versus logic, and also some knowledge, right? Because here's what happens if you grab the phone and you take it out of their hand or they drop it. Now that's robbery. And if you break it or you knock it out of their hand and break it, that's robbery, criminal mischief, something like that. And if the phone is $1,000 or more, it's a class A, like grand larceny, not petty larceny, which is a felony. And I've talked to police who said that, like, they've had to arrest people. They didn't do anything wrong, but the person's harassing them. The fact is, if they are in a public space and they are doing this, they can legally do it. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean it's not harassment, but they can't do it.
It's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what's legal and illegal.
Right. So, but here's the thing: you can do it too. So, you know what I mean. So if you want to, even for your own protection and to document purposes, like, okay, you filming me, I'm gonna film you too, right? We just film each other then. Stand off. You look into my soul, I look into your soul, your camera, whatever, and this is what it is. But when I talk about thinking ahead, who wouldn't feel violated? Who wouldn't be like, are you taking pictures on me? Are you putting your camera underneath my, my shirt, my skirt, whatever? And that is offensive. It's disrespectful, and you want to put hands on them. And as an animal, naturally, you want to do that. Now, in where we live, you're not going to get away with that, especially with all the cameras around, without you getting into more trouble. So thinking steps ahead, what I'm saying is, this is a scenario where the emotions get heightened real quick. And now you got to think your way through the possible solutions or the possible traps of this situation. How do you handle it? Now, if they put their hands on you, then, hey, gloves off, But the thing is, you got to think about your future self. Is it worth? Because some people's like, well, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Like, okay, you're going to jail. That's cool to say. But are you going to miss work and money for a bunch of days? Are you going to hire a defense attorney for no less than $5,000 to $15,000 retainer? Are you going to sit for 3 days in holding and not have a change of clothes? Are you going, if you have a medication or certain food allergies, that not have a choice to choose what you? Are you going to probably get in a fight with someone and possibly get charged with another charge while you're in holding? Are you going to accept all of this and also have to possibly deal with the even more legal financial ramifications? Because that's what thinking about the situation will. It's like, everything else sounds good, but I really got to take my, I really got to take my my sauerkraut in the morning, and they don't have that in central booking, so no, I can't do that, right? Because that's the fungi. So the thing is, if you say I'm going to jail, that is one thing, but going to jail is hundreds of other things. Are you going to be happy with a body cavity search and spreading them and coughing and all that? Are you okay with that? If you don't have to, so to make a decision that says, I don't care, I'm just going to slap that phone, I'm going to throw it, I don't care. Maybe you don't right now because your emotions are high, but part of you does. That part may not be activated right now, but the future you, when you're sitting there and it's cold and you're hungry and you can't talk to your loved ones and you got to ask to go to the bathroom, you may not have that same energy about the whole situation. And you got to go through this for days and days before any relief. So that's what I'm talking about. Second and third order thinking about consequences of your decisions before they happen, so that you can make a decision that maybe in the moment is emotionally disrespectful. It feels emotionally terrible and just uncomfortable, but for your peace of mind and your future self, then it's the best thing for you, or better, rather. So anyway, that's my example for you.
And as I got older, I'm gonna be honest with you, I learned how to do that. When you're younger, you don't really think about the consequences, but as you get older, you start thinking, do I have time to sit in a cell for X amount of days or X amount of years for this, this something that's
for
dumb.
A moment. For
a second where you just snap real quick. So you got to really think about that before you do it. You know what I mean? And it takes practice, because in life, you're going to deal with a lot of different situations where you're going to have to think, am I willing to, should I do this or shouldn't I? Or what is the consequences behind me doing this? So believe me, you'll definitely figure it out when you get a little older, if you haven't figured it out now.
I was gonna say, you know how you said, like, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, I'm going to jail." I always say I'm going home. It's like, that's really how I really, that's how I feel. I'm going home. That's what matters.
Now, if you got to finish, you got to defend yourself, man. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? And I'm all for that too. So, and then we got Nikki. She says, good idea. I think she was talking about that situation with the phone, Naeem. We told her to videotape someone else while they're taping you. So,
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, Nikki. How you doing, Nikki? We haven't heard from you in a while. Where you been at? Talk to us. How's the situation going? All right.
All right. Anything anybody else want to add? I mean, we had like the last 5-10 minutes, but anybody else got something to share in this conversation?
No, this is
Yeah,
great
emotions are
conversation,
important.
man, and you know, definitely great discipline. You know, definitely learning how to discipline yourself in order to not, you know, hurt your future self. You understand what I'm saying? You don't
Yeah.
want to, you know. I'm not trying to go to jail, man. I'm 50. I'll be 55 this year. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I think for me,
You know,
as of late, I've kind of been like,
yeah. Did I just say that? Oh my God. Go ahead.
I
Look
think
great,
I've been
Tom.
like learning to feel my emotions a little more, not like overly, but I can say when I was younger, I kind of did not allow myself to feel them in a healthy manner.
Okay.
Whereas like your emotions are important because we're emotional beings. Like not all living things get to feel this level of emotion. Like dogs are like slightly emotional, but like I've never seen a flower express emotion the way we can. And it's like with that being said, it's like your emotions do matter. You shouldn't be sad all the time. So it's like I don't know, but you shouldn't like overly chase pleasure to where you're effing yourself over 7 years down the line.
Right.
Or even like pride. Is that an emotion? It's somewhat emotional, like, well, this dude just bumped me while I'm walking across the street and
You
called
just
me the B word.
reminded me.
No,
No, continue. You just reminded me. I'm putting it up on the screen. Continue.
But yeah, it's like certain emotions aren't as beneficial, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Hold
So
on.
what we
a
have
chart.
here. I'm sorry. Were you done, Jaylee?
Yeah, and also now we have a chart like of emotions.
Oh, yeah. So I wrote this book some years ago about communication. It's very complex. It's clear if you take the time to learn it. That is, I don't recommend reading it right now. I wrote it and I don't recommend reading it, but I recommend the whole thing. But I recommend reading this part because it's 803 pages. This part on emotions is kind of what we were talking about. Was my question to how do they sound, the dialect, the story that they're telling you, in your head. And because the person you go to when you want comfort and you're, like, oh man, I fell down, I got a boo-boo. And they're like, oh, okay, come here, let me help. The other person's like, so what? Get up, walk it off, be a man, right? So it's like when you want certain things, you know who to go to for that. So we have basically two emotions and thousands of feelings that we have labeled, but they don't all have labels. But fear is one emotion and love. And then underneath those two, there's a bunch of different kind of feelings that they both operate. It's a vehicle for them. So the dialect here of feelings. So here we have guilt. Let's talk about guilt. Feeling guilt sounds like, I'm going to use the you instead of I, but it's also I, like, oh, I've done something. It's like, you've done something wrong. You deserve to be punished. Oh, let me change my voice. You've done something wrong. You deserve to be punished. You deserve to suffer. You need to change. There's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you, all right? Because you didn't call me back. Something wrong with you. Something's wrong. You've done something wrong. You made me feel bad, right? Innocence, on the other hand, sounds like you've done nothing wrong. You don't deserve to suffer. You don't deserve to be punished. You're perfect the way you are, and we're all perfect the way we are. Let's skip down to anger. Anger is someone saying it to you, says, I'm feeling anger. I'm upset because of something you did. I want to hurt or attack you. You need to change. That's anger. Peace, serenity means nothing is wrong. Nothing needs to be changed. Let all things be exactly as they are. Anxiety. What is anxiety? It's worrying about and constantly thinking about the future that doesn't exist yet, and being concerned about it. And it sounds like, I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. Something bad's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be bad. Like that's the anxiety dialect. That's how it sounds. Feeling calm is saying, hey, I'm at peace with everything and everyone. It's nothing to be concerned about. Everything will work out for everybody. Being afraid. It's dangerous. Something's bad gonna happen. I'm gonna be hurt. Safe. I'm fully taken care of. I'm not in danger. Everybody's fine. Everything's fine. I'm covered. Right? Doubt, insecurity. How does that sound? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't trust it. Certainty. I'm sure. I'm confident. There's no doubt. I trust. So there's more. Let's just stop with this one. Distrust and suspicion. Sounds like I don't believe this. I think I'm being deceived. I don't know. I don't trust this guy. And trust is like I believe in what you're saying, what's going on. I'm sure a happy outcome is going to happen. I've decided to have peace about this, so I'm not even going to think about this. I've decided I'm going to have peace about it. So that is the difference with how they sound when they talk to you in your head. It's going to be a story or script specific to you in your life because it's yours, your voice, your ego. But that's the basis of how they sound. So you can identify them and know that everything on the left side of that chart is wrong, and you shouldn't listen to it. And the other one coming from love is correct, and you should. And the way that I deal with it is, since it's much, I think Izzy or someone said that emotions come up really quick, and they're very. Jalen said it too. They're very intense. We feel them a lot. Since it's so easy to feel the fearful ones, the suspicion, the anxiety, let that come up. Hear it, feel it, sit in it, clearly hear what it's telling you to clearly do, and then guess what? Don't do that. That's the simplest thing I can tell you. Hear what it's telling you. Oh, don't call him back. He didn't show up. Don't receive his call. Don't answer the phone. Don't make sure you talk to him. You guilt trip him and make him feel bad. Whatever it's saying to do, if it's saying specifically, don't pick up when he calls, pick up when he calls. If it's telling you, believe that he probably has an issue with you and he's not messing with you no more, don't believe that. If it's telling you, you should just block him, do not block him. That's the thing. If it's coming from fear and it's telling you that, just do the opposite and you'll find resolution quicker. You may not find it immediately, but it'll come a lot quicker if you just look, recognize misery and go the other way.
Hey, that's great, man. I love that. I love that right there. We got Nikki in the house. She says MLK is kind of in the same. My boyfriend just backtracked and said no, he is on a date. He is on a date anyone. I guess he's going to date. He's on a date anyone else, but I think he's also afraid of dating other people. All right, you're gonna have to explain that again, but I'm glad everything's okay. We were kind of worried about you. We didn't hear from you in a while, Nikki, so we're just making sure you're all right. Thank you. Thanks for
Like he
tuning in.
doesn't want to date anyone else, but he more so doesn't want her to date someone.
Look, I don't fully understand what you mean, so I can't comment. But
yeah, we can't comment on that.
I can't understand it. But I hope all is well, or all will be well.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Nikki L. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thanks for checking us out again.
Appreciate you. Yes, indeed.
And any
great advice, Naeem. I love that last segment right there. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you. And I live my life by that advice. I'm I'm not an expert or master in love, but I am a master in the fear and the ego. And I think all of us are, at least us adults that have had a life experience. We know what toxicity looks like. We know what, guilt and feeling bad and sad and anxious and worried and suspicion and we know what that feels like, and we know how it sounds when it talks to you. And it says specific things. Just doesn't say, Naeem, you feel your things aren't okay and you're not doing good with your relationship with, no, you should apologize to Thesmond because he is upset that you did not answer his call when he wanted you to. That's what it says. Say you should apologize to him and make him feel. Don't zoom in at this moment. Thank you. You should apologize. So if I'm saying it's telling me you're gonna feel guilty if you don't apologize, then I'm not gonna do it, right? Because it's telling you, it's leading you by guilt. There may not be anything wrong with offering an apology if that's something that is coming from love and unattachment. It's okay either way. Also, if you hadn't harmed anyone. But the thing is, if it's about how someone feels and you're trying to make them feel better, you don't owe anybody an apology. Okay. And also, if you're being led by guilt to just do the opposite. So whatever the specific thing it says to do, don't do that. Just even if you don't do the opposite, don't do that, and you'll be doing better than you were. So I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir. And we got Nikki back in the house again. She says she meant to say doesn't want to date anyone else. I used voice text and it messed up what I said. Okay, no problem.
So he
So he
says
doesn't-
that he doesn't want to date anyone else.
He doesn't want to date
He
anyone.
thinks he really
Says he doesn't want
her
to date
to
anyone else.
anyone else.
That's one thing we know. Says it. All right. Y'all got to work out what that means for you, and also know that insecurity does not get solved by avoiding the things that bring up insecurity.
Facts.
Insecurity, we all have insecurities about something.
Yes, sir.
Insecurity is best when you look at it directly and confront it head on and say, yeah, I'm insecure about this. I feel insecure about this. I feel insecure about him dating other people. And is that really a reason to me, not him, but me, block his decision to do what he wants to do? If it's a deal breaker for me, then hey, it's a deal breaker. I'm not gonna be with you dating other people. Otherwise, then it's like, do you control anybody else, own anybody? You know, you gotta decide that you want, you know you can't control anyone. You gotta do what's best for you.
Gotcha.
And it's the opposite of what your feelings are telling you. As counterintuitive as that sounds, it's just it's something that I know works. It's very good motto of living, good principle. But yeah, Jalen, Desmond, anything y'all want to share before we go?
And yeah, there you go.
What do I want to share? In case I don't make it back next week or ever again. Choose the sun. Love yourself, because there's a book that says that loving your neighbor is important, but you have to love them like you love yourself. So you have to love yourself. So yeah, love yourself so you can love other people.
There you go. I like that.
Don't look at all the artificial lights for too long. Put on some glasses. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
All right.
Don't consume blue light after 6 p.m.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Good advice. Thank you. And I want to close with there's a saying that says you can't have your cake and eat it too. It is backwards saying, that's saying someone wants to have something and then also what the original saying is you cannot eat your cake and have it too. You can't both eat it and then still have it. And it was from, what's this guy's name?
Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It's so it's called You Cannot Eat Your Cake and Have It Too. It's from 1546 collection of proverbs written by John Haywood, and his original one was, would he both eat your cake and have your cake? That's what the original was, which is closer to.
Say it again. What did he say?
John Haywood, sir, in 1546. Say it. Hear ye, feel good, talk ye. Would ye both eat your cake and have your cake? Hither, thither, and yon. That's what he said.
I used to say just take a slice, because I didn't really understand.
Oh,
I
God.
didn't understand what it meant fully, but
Well,
So yeah, you cannot have your cake and also, so it's like you cannot spend your money and also have your money.
Yeah, you
know what
can't
I mean?
do something and hold on to it.
Thank you. That's exactly what we're trying to say.
I'll tell you one thing. If I can't have my cake and eat it too, I'm darn sure gonna lick the bowl. So listen, we out we out here, man. Again, it's Feel Good Talk Love 101. I'm your man, Chuck B. Got my man Naeem, and we got my two brothers down the bottom there. We out of here. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. We out of here. Peace.
Jeez.